First, I want you to just take a breath. Take a breath with Bree. I try to practice this. I'm not going to act like I remember all the time to focus on my breathing, but I do know how important it is. It's important for all of us. Breath is life. And what I want to talk about today is people. Sometimes we wish probably that we could live in a world all by ourselves and we do not have to have relationships with people, but it's just not possible. We absolutely have to have relationships with people. We absolutely have to. There are other people in the world. We're not on an island by ourselves, although we might want to be sometimes. And even though I spend 90% of my time influencing others, I still go through a lot of things myself that I have to navigate through. And that's what I write about in my books. I teach you guys how to navigate through the daily ups and downs and how to stay positive no matter what. It's not easy. There are times when people in our lives, be it it could be people at work, it could be our siblings, it could be our parents, it could be our children. People exist and they're in this world with us. And they don't always think the way we think. Understand that? They don't always think the way we think, and they don't always act the way we want them to act. So we have to always check ourselves and our own feelings. Like no matter what it is, I have somebody in my life that kind of, it's not a man, not that those issues don't affect us as well, but a family member who just kind of distance themselves as if I have done something to them. And I absolutely haven't, because I'm at a point in my life that if I had done something to them, that would have already been rectified. I would have already made amends, which I've never been that type of person that just wreaked havoc through the family and cuss people out and act a fool. I don't believe in that type of behavior, understand that. But when I was younger, I was broken. I was hurt. I had experienced something horrible, and I just didn't know what to do with those feelings. And I was needy emotionally, and I was an emotional burden on some of my family members. But I never, I never just, not the type of behavior that you would think that would make somebody not want to be a part of somebody's life. Now that I'm older, I learned to transition out of some of those relationships because I had formed really strong attachments because I lost my parents at a young age, and I lost my father at a young age, and I lost the main primary parent who raised me at a young age. So tragically, due to a tragic situation. So because of that, I was dealing with post-traumatic stress, and I was a young girl, 17, 18 years old. I didn't know what was what. I didn't know um, how to deal with these emotions. I was not sent to therapy, which I didn't know the difference. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm 54, so I'll be having these heat flashes sometimes. So now I'm different. Now I've done years of work. I'm talking about books after books and therapy after therapy in order to understand and love me, in order to understand that what I went through is not a representation of who I am. The tragedy happened in my life, but it doesn't mean that I can't experience happiness. It was hard, but I don't have to relive it in my mind every day. And I don't have to pull on people in my life emotionally, constantly remembering, constantly talking about, constantly crying. I used to cry a lot. I did. I used to cry. I was hurt. I was broken, and I just absolutely did not know how to heal. So I would like to say or believe that I am fully healed from that. If anyone can ever fully heal from witnessing something so horrible or horrific tragedies, if it's possible to heal, then I'm definitely on the upward, road to healing, being completely healed. I don't relive it. I don't dream about it anymore. But sometimes when we put our faith and hope in people and think that they're the ones that's going to help us heal, then we get disappointed, and we have to understand that people can hurt us. They don't always mean to hurt us. They don't. It's easier for us to say, oh, they did it on. Some people They have their own journey. They haven't done their own work. They don't know. They haven't transcended ego. They haven't stopped and internalized themselves at all to understand when they might be causing another person pain. Or they might, be the type of person that when you express that they've hurt you, they'll say things like, well, that's how you took it. They don't take responsibility. We are responsible for how we make other people feel. Understand that. Now, although we don't always do things or say things on purpose, when we do and when it's brought to our attention, immediately rectify it. Don't argue with the person. Don't say, well, you're too sensitive, or that's how you took it, or you took it out of context. If I hurt you, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. What can I do, or what can I say to make it better? And that's what I believe in today. But you can't make other people do that. You have to understand that. You have to work on yourself, better yourself, and not put all your faith and trust in people and realize you can't change people. People have the ability to hurt us, be it our children, sometimes I remember one time, she didn't mean no harm. I was a mother extraordinaire. I was a great mother. But because I didn't have a mother, I was an even better mother. So I went to my daughter's Halloween program, and she was 6. And I'm all excited with the camera, like, hey, baby. And she turned up, she was sitting with her little first grade friends. She turned around and looked at me like, oh, God, my mother's here. Now it crushed my soul at the time, right? But we have a choice in those moments. This little girl probably didn't mean no harm. It definitely doesn't fully understand the repercussions of that little eye roll. You understand? It would take her growing up and understanding now, which I teach my children. You kind of, don't be careful how you treat people. Maybe that little eye roll was nothing but a little first grader being embarrassed that her mom allowed and got a big old video camera, but it hurt me, and but it tapped into my unhealed wounds, and that's what we have to be careful of. Are your relationships being governed by your unhealed wounds? Now, make no mistake, there are people in this world that just do mean stuff to us and hurt us and are intentional about it. I'm not necessarily talking about those people. If you identify somebody like that in your life, then you're going to have to love them from afar. But most importantly, the control that we give other people to hurt us is what we have to regain. We have to take that back. It's not too many people that can actually hurt me. And it doesn't mean I'm walking around here hard and with that I don't give a F attitude. No, not at all. As a matter of fact, I'm more in a place of love than I have ever been in my life. I understand that to give people grace, that a lot of times people say things, people act a certain way, and it has more to do with them than it has to do with you. And when you do that, it allows you to step back, recheck yourself, check yourself, and say, why are my feelings hurt? They probably don't even realize they hurt my feelings. That's how they talk to everybody. That's what they do to everybody. It's really not about me. And when you do that, you're able to alleviate your suffering, your unnecessary suffering, that you caused because you decided that that was a personal attack against you when it might not have been. You understand? So people do have the ability to hurt us, but it's up to you. So you don't let them hurt you. And trust me, I am not talking about having one of those attitudes that's like, I don't care about nobody. To hell with it. No, I'm not. That's not how we live. That's not returning to a place of love. I'm talking about stepping back, assessing those feelings, realizing that, okay, this person just hurt me. Or it could be a random person with an attitude in the grocery store that you don't even know, that you're all friendly and happy and, hey, how you doing? How you doing? You like working through the holidays, and they're just not having it. They're tired. They're in a bad mood. They don't want to hear you, and they don't want to see your smile, and they're definitely not going to smile back. So that's not about you. So you have to decide. So that person, that has happened to me before, by the way. So that person sometimes can have the ability to hurt you when they don't even know you, and you are walking to the parking lot with your groceries, with your feelings hurt about somebody who probably never see you again, don't know you, didn't mean to hurt you. That's how they treat the world. They haven't went through the process of healing from whatever it is that has them so upset, or they could just be having a horrible day. They tired. The person that would relieve them at work didn't show up. Now, I don't agree with that type of behavior. When you have jobs that where you work with the public, I believe you're supposed to check all that at the door and be personable and kind and loving. Even if you have to fake it. If it's not your general characteristic to smile at everyone that comes through the line and say how you doing today, you know what I'm saying? You don't get to be in an attitude, have an attitude with when you deal with the public. That's how I feel as a business owner. But I can't control that. So I've encountered that a lot. Many times. I'm that girl who's in the mall waving at people that I don't even know. And I wave at you so well that you think you know me. You're like, oh, what? Do I know? No, I'm just, you have a kind face, or you look nice, or that smile, or that kindness that energy that you send out could change someone's mood or make them feel good. You don't know what people are going through. So, but you have to be in full control of you. You know, we have all the tools inside of us. We really do. We are pure love. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what you've been through. I'm a little black girl from Compton, and I've been through a lot. But we are pure love. We have to work through all those things we've been through, all the things that happened to us as children that wasn't supposed to happen to us that causes trauma. And I always say that I believe that we're born whole, our soul. But when we go through hurt and pain and trauma and we're not loved from the beginning of our lives, and little pieces of that soul, we lose pieces of that soul with each one of those horrific incidents and everything. And our entire life, that circle of life, is spent trying to retrieve those broken pieces of our soul so that we can be whole again. But we have to do it. Nobody's going to do it for you. Everybody's caught up in their own drama. Everybody's got their own life situations and circumstances. You have to love yourself so much. You have to love yourself so much that you want to aggressively pursue those broken pieces of your soul. Don't let other people break you down. Don't let other people hurt you. I've been through it. As a business owner for 26 years, I've had everything that you could possibly think happened to me. I mean, I've had plots for people to rob me. I've had divorces. I've had sibling hurt, church hurt, all kind of situations. But here I am at 54 years old, and I have decided to spend the rest of my life uplifting other people, letting other people know that you don't have to suffer for the rest of your life behind past trauma. No matter how horrific it was, you can still smile. You can still be happy. You can still enjoy the amazing parts of this world because we don't know what's next. Right now, you here. So you are supposed to create heaven for yourself on earth. Remember that. And you cannot find that through other people. The kingdom of heaven is already within you, baby. So it's up to you. If other people not acting right, if other people have that potential to cause you a little bit of pain, then if you have to release from them and back up from them a little bit so that you can make sure that you're healed, you're whole in every way, and you're not suffering because of other people, then you do that. I do it all the time. That's why I'm here by myself, just taking a breath. That's why I urge you to take a breath with Bree. Because when we're hurt, when we're angry, we have a different perception of how things are. When we stop and take a moment, okay, let me see. My feelings are hurt. Why are my feelings hurt? Is it me? Am I overreacting? Am I pulling something from my past? Do I have abandonment issues? Do I have, fear issues that cause me to be hurt and view what that person did as something hurtful? All I'm saying is ask the questions of yourself first. But when we move and shaking and when we're operating in a reactive mode, we don't ask those questions. We just react. When somebody has an attitude, then here we come back. No, instead, take a moment, take a breath, step back, assess the situation. And even if it's a situation where somebody is aggressively rude, trying to hurt you, you still have to stop for a moment and go inside and make a determination of how to handle it in a more positive way, how to respond in a more positive way. And that might be no response. That might be, I'm not saying anything. You understand? You don't always have to respond. You could just say, remove yourself from the situation if you are in danger. Remove yourself from the situation. If it's someone pulling your energy, there are energy vampires everywhere. They could be members of our family. They could be people we gave birth to. You understand? So you have to stop allowing other people so much power over your life. You are the master of your own fate. I want you guys to understand that. You are. So take a breath with Bree, and I'm going to let you guys go. This is my Tibetan flute music. Remember, you can have absolutely anything that you want in life. Take a moment for yourself because you are the most important person in your world. I love you guys.